Hi guys, it's Skylar. Back with another video this time, wanting to show some major changes I'm making to my setup. In the past, what I've always done is I've had stages. Basically, I had one kit that was able to get me to my car that I always had on me, which would be my EDC, of course. My EDC, once I got to the car, I would have a kit like this in my car, and what was in my car, even if it didn't run, would get me to my house, and what was in my house, you know, of course, changes the game dramatically for me, and then I move on from there. I'm changing it so that I don't rely on so many different kits and setups. I'm going to have one that's in my car that should provide anything that I need. But of course, this one doesn't do it. Those of you that have seen this bag know there are a few major things that are missing from it. I have extra underwear and socks and things like that for travel, but I don't have any extra clothes. I have ponchos, I have a Gore-Tex jacket and things that are in here to keep me warm, but that's really it. I can make basic shelter from my tarps and things like that from what I know how to do, but nothing that was really substantial and could, I wouldn't say long term, but sustain for several days. Anyway, what I decided to do is upgrade this bag and what will be in my car, and I won't really go into what's in here because this is going away. So basically the idea was this. Here's a large A.L.I.C.E. pack, which by no means is as rugged as the Maxpedition, but it's pretty tough, so I'm pretty happy with it. Those of you that have not seen these, I can go ahead and tell you that this is basically just a giant barrel and will hold an enormous amount of gear, and I think this is going to work out pretty well. It has an external frame, which I've only put a little bit of weight in it to try it, so because this is brand new. So I'm going to be packing this out, see how it does. I have external pockets here, the 3 up top and the 3 larger ones down below, and then it has the one here that is meant for their radio system. I don't know, and if any of you do know of any hydration bladder or anything like that that fits well in here, please let me know. That'll be something I'll be looking into. But anyway, so I'm going to be doing a series as I build this out, and I'm hoping I can get input and some feedback from you guys, and basically I want to build this out to be the perfect bug out bag for my area anyway. I do live in the southeast. I'm in middle Georgia, so humidity is a problem. It doesn't get extremely cold, but still the basics have to be covered. So I'm going to start that right now. So let's first get to shelter. Okay guys, this is I'm trying to decide on how I want to do the shelter. Those of you that have seen my other video, I have the Katoma sleep system. It is very small. It's probably about that big around. It's in one of my other packs. I didn't want to bring it out here right now. But basically, I have a video on it. It's only about that thick, that big around, but it's a one person. I kind of wanted to go a little bit larger if I could, so I have a little dome tent here that me and my wife could fit in without any problem, and it's supposed to be a 3-person, but 2 fit in it pretty comfortably. So I'm trying to decide if I want to put that in or not, or just go with the Katoma. It really depends on what happens with how this ends up getting loaded out. This here is my sleeping bag. My wife has one just like it. Weighs very little, and I will be giving a weight on the I will be giving a weight on the entire system when I'm done, but I won't really go into each individual piece. But this is a square style, not a mummy style sleeping bag, and it's very light, and it's a down, so it will compress much smaller than this, but I just didn't want to compress it too much. And this one is rated for 30 degrees, which for around here is pretty good, especially since I'm going to have backups to this shelter. I will have my tarps, emergency shelters, things like that, and those will be available, but this is more of a quick set it up, get ready to go kind of thing. And of course I have blankets and things, and if I get in my car or whatever, I'll have those in there. As far as what you see in the background here, this is something that I have really been debating on a lot. I don't really know what to do. This is something that me and my wife took it out, and the worst case it has ever been on that I can ever imagine it would be on. We were on a gravel bed sleeping in a tent, and this is what we slept on top of, and it was actually pretty comfortable. It is self-inflating. It's pretty large. It's about 3 inches thick, but when you roll it up, it rolls up like this. Now this is the other one that we have. You can see it's fairly large. So that would be a little bit of a problem, and the weight is pretty much irrelevant. This thing weighs almost nothing, but the size and the bulk would be a problem. I don't know if I want to roll that up and put it at the top or not. Just to give you a idea of how big it is, the full thing unrolled is 72 inches, but this here to here is 30 inches wide. So that's going to determine whether or not that goes into this pack or not. I don't know what I'm going to do. Any suggestions will be appreciated. I may do a side strap, offset the little bit of weight by an axe, something like that. But anyway, that's one of the options that I have. Not really sure where I'm going with that yet. So anyway, that's basically what I have for shelter, non-emergency wise. Of course, I'm like the rest of you, I have emergency tarps and things like that that are in my bag, so I can make shelter if I have to. This is just convenient stuff, but I still kind of want to have it in my go bag anyway, so tell me what you think, guys. Anyway, that's the shelter. Next thing in line would be water. Well, I said the next thing was water. That was particularly for a reason. I do realize fire should really be my next logical choice, but fire really isn't going to be a problem in here. Fire kits don't usually take up much room. For the most part, my fire kit consists in this little cocoon here that you can see. It really doesn't take up much room at all. So that's kind of irrelevant. It's going to be in one of those top pouches in my kit, and it'll serve most any purpose I need it to, and then I'll have a little bit of backup inside in a little survival pouch, which I'll be showing later. Anyway, as far as water is concerned, I'm doing something that I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of criticism for this, and people are going to think this is a little strange. This used to be my cook kit. That little thing there. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen these. Nalgene 38 ounce has this is the little stove from Dave Canterbury's site. Basically this little fire ring, and then I have and it has a little noodle in the bottom there, but I have a Snow Peak 700. All of it nests perfect, as you can see. Then I used to have this here. And the reason I like this, stainless steel cleans up a lot, and it's really easy to clean. It's got scratches on the bottom, but that's really the only thing wrong with it. And then I had, which does have a little bit more marking in it from playing with it, but looks like some fire damage there on the edge. But anyway, that's just like a little fry pan. Well, the thing that I'm going to be moving to, and I've only tried it in the house, is this here. So 4 quart, and I do realize it is very large, but the space isn't really going to be wasted. It'll be where I'll put everything I want as far as food and things like that inside here, which is one of the things that was missing from this pack. So 4 quarts will give me quite a bit of room. We have used this to cook a few times in the house and things like that, but I haven't had it for very long, but it seems to work pretty well. In fact, my wife told me the other day that she really liked it. By the way, these are about $12. If anybody wants to link to it, let me know. So anyway, one of the other things that is on my Christmas list this year is the Sawyer bag, the mini squeeze pouch. I don't know if you guys have seen those before. I'll put a link up probably somewhere around in here, just or image of it, and just show you what I'm talking about. But basically, it's something like 2.2 ounces and would filter 100,000 gallons of water. You can get 2 of them for about $44, and I have put that on my Christmas list, so hopefully I'll be showing that to you later, after the new year. Anyway, that pretty much covers water, but I really haven't shown you what's in the bag yet. So anyway, shelter, fire, water, what's next? Okay guys, this is pretty much a quick breakdown. There are a few things left in the bag. I'm not really going to get too much into it. I have a general survival pouch that is inside my M4, and just like an admin pouch thing. And I have those in there, and I'm not going into that because that's just going to be taken out. and put into one of the outside compartments. Then I have like smaller survival pack like this here. Just has a few things in it, like sharpeners and things like that that I would need. You know, not huge amounts of things. I'm not really going into all the little knickknacks of what's in my kit. Just showing a few basics. You know, like toilet paper. And I did want to show, here you can see underwear. You vacuum seal it and it takes up almost no room at all. I keep a couple of those in there. Socks, also vacuum sealed, take up almost no room at all. I'll be doing the same thing in the larger pack now that I have room, and I'll be adding pants, shirts, t-shirts, things like that, and those will be added to it. And they'll all be vacuum sealed, individually wrapped in case everything gets wet. And then I have Shamrock, the survival blanket, which also in the back here, I kind of lost shape now that I pulled everything out. I always keep plastic, and I have my poncho here. And you'll have to forgive me, I probably will overlook some things that I see as basic and didn't remember to show. This is the Katadyn water filter, and I have extra filters for it, but I'll usually have one on me. So basically that's the lightest way I've been able to come up with to carry 550 gallons until the new Sawyer that I was telling you about. This was just in there, it's just cotton balls. Then I have a solar flashlight to go along with the others that I have strapped to the side. And you know, I have a multitude of things in here, you know, Gorilla Tape, zip ties, my Swiss Trekker Surge. This here is the Red Cross radio. I have it, basically I made the bag where it velcros open and close. And then inside is the radio. It is completely dead, but the sun is enough to give it something. So it's definitely something I carry with me.
What about blankets? They have no towel. Good enough.
But anyway, as you can see, that works fine. So that gives me a radio at all times in my bag. The bag that you see that I sealed it up in is rated so that if for some reason, whatever your fear is, whatever reason you do what you do, this one will protect against an EMP. So it's inside my bag here. I have bio wipes. I have bank line 550 cord. I have my trusty little saw here. Knife always on my side. Extra cloth. This is an extra compass. Usually this would be my go-to here with my ranger beads and then the map here. I also have the little bivvy for me and my wife. There's some bank line, but I usually have more than that. I think I was sewing up a sheath and used quite a bit of it. This may get some laughs, but I'll be the first to tell you that if you can't sew, you can't do a lot. So that's my sewing kit. But anyway, I wanted to show just the basic setup on what I'm doing. I'm not really getting into detail here. Some of my sub kits that I'm hoping to eliminate and put into the exterior bags or pouches, such as this. This may be an exception to that rule. This is my med kit. I do go medical heavy. That is because I try to be prepared. My wife is a diabetic, so I try to keep a lot of things in there, and medical for us is probably one of the higher priorities. But for most people, less than half this room is required. So that will probably remain this way because of the way it organizes and everything for me. But like I said, that is an exception that most of you will not have to make. Anyway, that's how I'm going to start it out, and I'm going to build from there. Please give me some input, guys. Let me know what you think, and let's see if we can learn a few things together. I do want to show real quick a few modifications that I will be making in a later video, and I want to give you my ideas real quick on that, and then we'll see if any of you have some better ones. Be right back. Alright, well, like I said, the modifications that I want to make. There are a few that I want to make that I see now, but I'm really not going to start those modifications until I start to load the bag out and see what is really necessary. The ones that I have in mind, and I don't know if they're going to be needed or not, we'll see, but I just wanted to, maybe it'll help you if you need it or whatever. But number one, I'm going to be making a paracord handle to put here on the top that I will strap onto the top to give me something to grab and carry this with for short locations. Makes it a little bit easier on me. Number two, I'm going to try and give the pack a little bit of structure. First of all, I have a shelf coming for it, and we'll determine once it's loaded out if that's needed, but there will be a shelf because, like I said, this is a frame pack. But I wanted to have a little bit of structure. So what I was thinking about was taking a trash can, much like Dave Kenneberry did on his, except I don't want to fill the whole thing up with a trash can. So what I'm probably going to do is find out what will fit in the bottom and cut the trash can at the bottom about this big. That will serve several purposes. One, it will give me structure to the bag. It will make it a whole lot easier to get things in and out, and also give me an additional semi-container. It won't have a lid, but it will give me an additional container. And I'm really thinking it would work great for something like wash bin or transporting water, dumping clean, as I need to, things like that. So that'll probably work out pretty well, and I can put a pretty big one down in here. Another change I was thinking about making, and you'll see me struggling with it right now and why I want to do it. These straps here, I want to put quick clip straps similar to what's around the waist, where I can just hit the clips and throw the top over. So that'll be one of the changes that I make to it. Let's see. The straps, thanks to Robbie over at Equip to Endure, he suggested that I request. When I got the bag, I got it on eBay for, I believe it was about $36. And they said they had the olive straps or the camo straps. And I was not aware, but apparently the camo straps are thicker and more cushioned. I requested those, and that's what the guy sent. So that worked out pretty well. So now I have the camo straps, and that was a change that I didn't really make, but it was just something that was requested. Another change that you'll see here that I want to make, these straps that go around the waist, I can wear it with no problem. Those of you that have not noticed that I am not a small guy, so I want to be able to wear it comfortably. Well, I can put the straps on, none of that's a problem, but I wish they were a little bit more cushioned, a little bit bigger, things like that, just a little bit longer. And so really I had two choices to make this fit more comfortably. One, I could lose weight, or I could put an extension in here. Anyway, the place that I'm getting the extensions is going to be on Amazon. They had them on there for about $4.95, and I'll be able to put an extension in there, and it'll be a lot more comfortable. And of course I can remove it if I ever need to. Okay, the other change that I want to make, and this is more personal, I'm going to try and figure out a way to put my med pouch on the outside. I want it to be a tearaway like it is now. It's on Velcro. And I want it to be quick and easy to get to for anybody, no matter how stupid you are. I can say, black pouch with the white tabs on the outside, bring it to me. You grab it and rip it off the Velcro. So I'm going to try and figure out a way to secure that to the outside. Probably on the other side, but one of the other things that I want to do, now my machete will fit here and go down into the slot here and strap to these two holes if I carry the machete, but I rarely do. My choice is my axe. I have a Wetterling's axe, the forest axe, And I want to find a way to put it here, and I figure I can probably make some sort of paracord setup or something like that to attach it to the side here. Also, thanks to a friend of mine, I'm also putting the Bob's Bucksaw onto my Christmas list this year, and I'm hoping to attach it to the side also. Now, depending on what I do over here, I'm not sure. I mean, I may do a side strap for that for the A.L.I.C.E pad that I told you about. I really don't know where all that's going to go yet. This has been a rather long video, so I apologize for that, guys. But I wanted to try and get this out here, get some input, and maybe do a series and see how this thing turns out. But anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a message. And thanks for watching, guys. And as always, I'll be back real soon with another video.